Welcome to the Living Joyfully show with your host, Sheri Kaye Hoff. In order to get your free gift, go to SheriKayeHoff.com, SheriKayeHoff.com. So we're here today. This is Sheri. Hello, hello. And we're here today with a fantastic guest. I want to tell you about Joanna Sanchez. She is a well-established actress, producer, and acting coach. She has appeared on Broadway as well as off-Broadway. Her many television credits include guest starring roles on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia opposite Danny DeVito, ER, The Closer, Mad About You, The Sarah Silverman Show, and the series So Notorious. Her film credits include Up Close and Personal with Robert Redford, Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson, and Wolf with Jack Nicholson. Most recently, Joanna completed the series Graves with Nick Nolte and a guest starring role in the acclaimed series This Is Us on NBC. Currently, she plays Carmen in the TV series AJ and the Queen on Netflix, episode 9. She is looking forward to the release of 3 films that she has done, Magic Max, Centurion, and Frank and Ava. Also, the film To the Bone on Netflix with Keanu Reeves. So I am so happy that you're here, and we are going to talk today about how to manifest your dream life. So how are you?
I'm great, Sheri. I'm so happy to be with you. I want to say a big shout out to everybody and an early happy Thanksgiving, and we have so much to be grateful for.
Oh, I know. We really do. And I think it's so important to keep the focus on gratitude and blessings. And, it always makes everything else turn out better, right?
That's right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And as an actress, I always want to, like I say, rejection is protection, and we get what we're supposed to have. And, we've got to also be in gratitude for things that we don't get, because later on, we see how, the universe is really working out for us, and things that are meant to be will find us. And I have so many examples of that. So, so we learn from our don't wants what we want, right? And sometimes something looks so perfect for us, and it's not, so that's what you learn as an artist and as a human being.
Mhm. Oh, I know. And one of the things that I know about you from, all the years that we've been connected to each other is that, with acting, I think actors are some of the most resilient people that I know, because so much of your daily life, you're living it in kind of the unknown, which is really true for all of us, but we get kind of this false sense of security that we're controlling everything. And so I think you just have to have such a strong sense of self. So can you share with us how you maintain, your self-esteem and your strong sense of self and your ability to manifest this incredible life that you've created?
Well, I think we have to fall in love with the unknown. And I think that that's really part of our essential work here, because, we can think that we have control over things, but we really don't, and we have to, the unknown can be really scary if you take that point of view. But the other point of view, which is, wow, oh my gosh, something wonderful is going to happen today. The unknown is wonderful. It can be even better than I expected. So to bring that enthusiasm into every day, because the business I'm in does not make sense. You get a role for the same reasons you don't get a role. She's too fat, we want her. She's too fat, we don't want her. So, it's a crazy business. So if you try to make sense out of it, it's a real lost cause. And I think about, I flew to New York from Los Angeles, and this is the first time I ever booked a one-way ticket. I always book a round trip, and I always say, okay, I know when I'm going back to LA. And there's a sense of, I want to say security in that, but it's really a false security, because last year I booked a round trip ticket and I had an emergency happen in LA, and I had to run back from New York to LA way earlier than I wanted to. So I think it's a good lesson for myself that I do have this one-way ticket. And, right now I can't go back to LA. LA is worse than New York. So I just have to trust, that bloom where you're planted. And so right now I'm planted in New York, and I'm going to bloom where I'm planted. And if I'm thinking of, acting, real successful organic acting is being in the moment and working moment to moment to moment to moment. And I think our goal should really be to live like that. And if, the present, you've heard this, the present is called the present because it's a gift. We don't live in the past because there's no future in it. So, I do a lot of work on myself, and we can't look for outside circumstances to determine how we feel about ourselves, And when you walk into a room and you're auditioning, any bit of self-doubt is going to lose you the job, because it's going to be like, this is a very insecure business that I'm in. So when I walk in and I meet producers and directors, if I'm a little bit insecure or needy, they're going to see it. And neediness is not attractive. So I've been on the other side where I've had to make decisions in casting, and you want to go with the person that is the most confident. And Sterling K. Brown, who was wonderful joy to meet when I did This Is Us, and he says auditioning is like kickball. When you're captain of a kickball team, I played it in elementary school, I was captain, I would pick the kids that were the most confident, that looked the most confident. And he said, that's acting, that's auditioning. If you go in with any kind of self-doubt, people are going to get on your bandwagon. Yeah, she's not going to be able to do this role. No. But when you walk in with that unstoppable confidence, it's hard to say no to that.
I love that. And I know that you do a lot of work to keep yourself centered and grounded. So can you maybe talk a little bit about your routine and what you do to kind of clear out the bad energy and keep yourself strong and, keep that self-esteem high?
Yeah, well, everything is energy, and we have a limited supply, each and every one of us. So we have to be really careful where we put our energy. And that's a daily practice for me, watching, am I putting it on lack? Am I putting it on rejection? Am I putting it on, magic or miracles, that where it should be? And I do meditation. I try to work out as much as I can. And a wonderful story that I like to tell is a couple years ago I was offered a role in a film. And to be offered a role is really an honor. You go and audition, they just say, here. And they offered the role to me. And I had to ride a motorcycle in the movie, and it was a very physical kind of role, and I was very excited. And they said, we know your work, here's the role. So a couple days later, I fell on the street and broke my knee in 4 places. So I was in surgery 3 days later, and I was determined to do this movie. And the doctors laughed at me and they said, Joanna, you'll be in a locked brace for three months. How are you going to do the movie in a few weeks? And I wouldn't take that sentence as reality for myself. And I knew I was going to do the movie. And I kept seeing myself in the movie with a healed knee, with everybody kind of understanding and making allowances for me, which, by the way, is very rare. And that's exactly what happened. I did the movie. And yes, I was in somewhat pain. And yes, they changed the motorcycle to a bicycle. And I was crying in pain. And they go, we love it. That's great. Because it was a comedy. So, of course I was afraid, but my faith was way stronger than my fear. And I wasn't having one margin of that it could be an impossibility. I knew that I was going to do this movie. And so that's where I lived in that. So
I love that. I love that. And I can just feel, like your love for life and your zest for life just really coming through. And also that when you see something that you want, you do, there's no like, will I get it? It's more like, it's mine. I love that energy.
It's mine. I used to have a boyfriend that would say, go to the audition and bring it home. Just bring it home. And because he was all into sports, and I thought, that's kind of a cool way. Let me just go and bring it home. You know, so.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so that's, it's a cool story, you know, and I also coach actors.
Yes.
So I work, you know, very, very much. I mean, I just coached someone for an episode for Tyler Perry. It turned into 21 episodes. And, you know, at the time she was very depressed and didn't, you know, and I said, nope, we can't live in that. And, you know, and I use my acting techniques, and I've coached lawyers and doctors and public speakers and officers, police, because undercover cops, because if we don't believe you're a drug dealer, you could lose your life. So, I feel like that's very important work. Acting can be implemented into really any career that you do. You know, I teach a way not to be nervous in job interviews by using, you know, acting techniques, and it's really for life. You know, when I coach kids, I'm always thinking, wow, this is going to be so great no matter what they end up doing. You know, so
well, the confidence. Yeah. I've met some of your students who are kids, and the confidence that they radiate is just unbelievable. And I think, wow, you know, take that person forward to when they're, you know, 30, they are going to be unstoppable because of the confidence that they have.
That's right. That's right. And I never really advertise my coaching, except I do a lot of work in Texas, and these producers kind of did a little advertising for me. But other than that, I always find like the people that find me are meant to work with me. So because I'm busy, you know, I do my producing, I do my acting, and I do my coaching. So I have really attracted the best people to work with. I love my students, and I treat their career like it's mine, you know, and I'd love to give my phone number to your viewers. You know, I would offer an introductory rate for coaching, and my number is 310-801-2561, and just mention the show, please, so I know where you're coming from. 310-801-2561. And it would be my pleasure to hear from you, and we can talk about the next steps.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. I love that. And, you know, I also, when I think about a person as an actor, you're really, you know, even though, you know, you have an agent and you have an agency, and you know, you're getting your paychecks from, you know, movies and films and TV shows and networks and things like that, you're really just like a business person, because you are marketing yourself all the time. Mm-hmm. And so the entrepreneurial spirit is really alive, I think, with actors from the experiences that I've had with you and with other actors that I've met through you. And so a lot of people who listen to this show own their own business, whether it's a side gig or it's a full-time thing. And so what advice do you have to help people keep going? I mean, we're getting through this pandemic now. It's in a bad place right now, but, you know, we kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. But it's really, I feel, taking, you know, people are really digging deep in their courage to come through this and find new opportunities. So what's your advice for people?
Well, I love the 3 words, be, do, and have. You know, if we can embody, you know, the you that you want. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I remember a wonderful story. You know, I have great agents, but for a little while, my agent was involved in something else, and I wasn't able to have him as an agent. So I reached out to another agency, and we had a great meeting, and they didn't get back to me. They didn't say whether they were going to take me or not take me. And weeks went by, and I wasn't covered as an actress, which isn't good. You need to have an agent. And so I was like moping around. I'm like, why aren't they getting back to me? What is this? You know? And the interview went so great, and I couldn't imagine them not taking me. I mean, I would have been surprised. So instead of being in that negative place and, the whiny place, I took myself to the mall. I walked to the mall, and, you combine with what you notice. And I went to like the most luxurious jewelry stores and clothing stores, and I just felt really prosperous. And then I started to walk around like I had this amazing agent representing me in Los Angeles. And I'm walking around being that, not, in the negativity. And I swear to you, I got home from the mall. 20 minutes later, they called. They said, we want to sign you. So I really love be, do, and have. And this is a wonderful time to, work on ourselves. And, I take lemons and make lemonade. Yes, it's a pandemic, and yes, it's, a very trying time for all of us. But, it's also could be a wonderful downtime to take courses and work on ourselves and read and study and connect with people that we haven't connected with. So, I'm working on my Spanish, I'm taking courses, I'm reading books, reading scripts, I actually think we can think of this as a magical time if we choose, when I got here, I was in quarantine in this wonderful apartment, and I'm sitting there, which was just gifted to me, which was really wonderful because I wanted to be there before I came to be with my dad. And I'm looking around this beautiful apartment, and I'm saying, I'm not going to get this time back. This moment is not going to happen again. And, I love this saying, I accept the situation, but not its permanence. So if we can think of that right now in terms of the pandemic and, I accept the situation. Okay, I come to New York, I want to run around. I can't. My dad's here, and I'm going to be quarantining with him. So I have to be careful. But I accept the situation, but not its permanence. And I love that.
That is just beautiful advice. So I just want to encourage everyone, if you're interested in an introductory session with Joanna, to give her a call, and then make sure that you do take advantage of the free gifts that I have on my website, SheriKayeHoff.com, SheriKayeHoff.com. I just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, happy the rest of your life. Please enjoy today, and so much love and blessings. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.